Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Flying Squirrel. First off, before we start talking about UFC 316, I want to say thank you so much. We just hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel. This is the biggest accomplishment in my life. Isn't that right, babe? Okay, my wife is in the room right now, but she's refusing to say any words. I promise I actually have a wife. Okay, well, let's get started. UFC 316, huh? Okay, she's really not saying any words. Wow, okay. So UFC 316. Bro, the Decision Master just got to finish? The Decision Master just got to freaking finish, huh? The Crotch Sniffer got to finish? He must have seen my video, huh?
Hey, you guys, I hear that flying squirrel say, I am decision master. I never make finish in UFC. So I see this video and I say, I going to choke Sean O'Malley. Okay.
Dude, how dangerous is Merab Dvalishvili now that he's choking dudes out? Like, this guy is the Bantamweight GOAT. Like, this dude is the GOAT already. He was the GOAT a fight ago. Now he's just adding to that legacy. This is super exciting. But let's go through the fights one by one, starting with the main event, and I'm going to go until the early prelims. So Sean O'Malley, he walks out. He's walking out to God Bless the USA. He probably heard that Trump was in the building, and he's trying to distract Trump from the fact that his wife is Mexican. He has been taking this camp seriously. He's poured everything he can into this camp. He's physically bigger, physically more muscular. He's got his natural hair color. He stopped smoking. He even stopped gooning. So I was really thinking that he was going to come out as a different person. Sean O'Malley, he was supposedly the biggest star at Bantamweight, but the crowd went crazy when Merab came out too. But it was more like a mix of boos and a mix of cheers. It was like, Merab, he's not less of a star. It's not like Merab isn't a star. He's probably not as popular, but he's definitely as well known. But as he was walking out, man, I was getting kind of nervous. I had this eerie feeling because he was looking so happy. Aljo was looking so happy, and I just had that knockout replaying in my head of Aljo just getting slept by Sean O'Malley. Got this eerie feeling. So the first round starts. Sean O'Malley, he's doing his basketball dribble. He's running around. He's jabbing at range. And he's actually landing a lot of these jabs. And that was making me very nervous. Because when Sean O'Malley and Merab fight, there's such a big discrepancy in reach and in height. It just feels like a midget man-child fighting a long, lanky teenager. And the long, lanky teenager is like landing some shots. And you just know, like, if this midget man-child grabs a hold of this lanky teenager, it's over with. And it took him a few times, but Merab finally was able to get a takedown. And once he got that takedown, some of them were because Sean O'Malley slipped, but some of them were legitimate takedowns. As soon as he got these takedowns, he was looking like prime Khabib. There was a point when he was dragging him around, pushing him again, just lifting him up off the cage, dragging him, throwing him back down. He looked like prime Khabib Nurmagomedov. This is how Khabib used to fight. He used to take you down against your will, against the fence, maul you, manhandle you. And it's not like he was laying and praying. We'll get to laying and praying later when we talk about Kayla Harrison. He was mauling him, like he was piecing him up. I think it's funny, after the first round, they go to their corner and Sean's coach is like, perfect, buddy. That's perfect, buddy. Yeah, man, that was not perfect, bud. Sean might need a new coach, man. I'm really digging Merab's corner. He comes in there.
You pace him up, buddy. You teach him a lesson. You go out there, you show him who's the champ.
I really love Ray Longo. A Ray Longo corner work is like, you don't even need David Goggins. You got Ray Longo.
Put him in a pastrami sandwich and serve him for lunch. Show him what New Yorkers do. Get revenge for the Knicks.
I love hearing Ray Longo in the corner. I love it. Next round, same deal. It was interesting. Both guys stepped up their game every single round. Daniel Cormier, Joe Rogan were saying, Sean O'Malley, he's really stepping it up. He's really upped his game in this next round. But so was Merab. Merab maybe had a little trouble trying to take him down in the second round, but he still was able to land a lot of good shots. Round 3, though, Brody, he got a clean double leg takedown and slammed Sean O'Malley. Slammed him in front of the commander-in-chief, man. Couldn't be me. Yeah, honestly, couldn't be me. That wouldn't be me. Picks him up, slams him, and in this round, he outstrikes him 61-4 in round 3. So all this stuff about, oh, Merab is boring. Merab is not boring, bro. Just because someone takes someone down doesn't mean they're boring. Just because someone likes to wrestle doesn't mean they're boring. There are boring wrestlers. Merab is not one of them. 61 strikes to 4. That's not boring. And then the cherry on top, baby. Look at him being a big bro. Literally just being a bully. Bullying Sean O'Malley.
Don't make him bully you.
Not to toot my own horn, but I did predict this. I always bring it up when I predict right, don't I?
Oh, bro.
I'm so reliable when it comes to patting myself on the back. I just got to say, I said that this would happen. I said that this would be an even worse beatdown. And it was, bro. 61 strikes to 4. And then he locks up a freaking, it was like a guillotine. Well, first it looked like a Darce choke. But he didn't have the arm in. And then Sean rolls to his back and he just switches to a north-south choke. And that looks bad. Like your neck should not be 90 degrees. This is pretty dangerous. I was scared, honestly, looking at this, because a dude like Merab is just going to keep cranking, keep squeezing. But he gets the choke, man. Merab Dvalishvili, in my opinion, is the bantamweight GOAT. What is Henry Cejudo doing? What is Aljamain Sterling doing? What is Dominic Cruz? What is Jose Aldo? They have not done the stuff that Merab has done in the manner. Merab has now beaten Sean O'Malley twice. He's now outstruck, outgrappled a Nurmagomedov member. He's beaten Cejudo, a Olympic medalist, a future Hall of Famer. Merab Dvalishvili is the bantamweight GOAT. That's it, man. That's it. Now let's go to our next fight. Kayla Triple H Harrison versus Juliana. You can't sit with us. You're not popular enough. Pena. This first round went exactly the way I thought it was. I was surprised that they touched gloves. There's a lot of bad blood, a lot of trash talk. But goodness gracious, that first round was very lackluster. Very lackluster. That happens sometimes when there's a lot of beef. They just get in there and they kind of, like kind of like a constipation. I looked at my wife just now. She's still refusing to make a sound and confirm her existence. That's wild. Okay, but first round was very, very lackluster. They're talking about Juliana Pena, how Juliana just needs to survive this from Kayla Harrison. Survive what, dude? Kayla Harrison was just laying on her. Survive what? She was just laying on her until the up kick, and then they separated them, and then you get to the second round. And during the second round, I realized, man, this might be one of the most boring fights I've ever seen. It was literally a smush fest the whole time. Smush fest. What's going on? Nothing, dude. Nothing's going on in the Harrison versus Pena fight. It is a smush fest. And then God gives us the gift. Here's more pictures of a smush fest. God gives us the gift. It is a Kimura lock. It is a Kimura lock. So now, not only, let me tell you guys something. Not only does Kayla Harrison have a PFL championship belt, not only does she have 2 Olympic gold judo medals, not only does she have a UFC strap, she also has a white belt with 2 stripes because she knows how to do a Kimura. I know how to do a Kimura too. I have a white belt with 2 stripes. I told you guys that. And that's how I would beat Kenny Okoye. This was pretty heartwarming. As a Christian, to see them hugging and praying, this was pretty cool. When I'm playing church basketball and the 50-year-old father of 6 from the Philippines scores 20 on me in basketball, this is how we are behind the church. Praise God. Thank you for this brother to help me with my humility. I've been calling Kayla Harrison Triple H, but I think we need to change her name. She hit us with that John 3:16. She said, this is UFC 3:16, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever would believeth in him will not perish, but will have everlasting life. She hit us with that 3:16. Now you're stone cold. You're not Triple H. Congratulations. Congratulations, Kayla Harrison. Now, let's talk about this, man. This is a big fight. This is the biggest fight possibly since the Ronda Rousey days. Ronda Rousey days of the UFC. In this photo, bro, if you put all the statistics, all the accomplishments in this photo, look at this photo, bro. You got PFL champ, Olympic champ, UFC champ, white belt with 2 stripes champ. And then you have the UFC women's bantamweight GOAT. This is the biggest possible fight you could ever make in women's MMA. And knowing Dana White, this probably will happen in 2027.
No. He's got a point.
Knowing the way that the UFC is moving right now in 2025, this fight will never happen. Just the way that it's been going with this John Jones crap and the Tom Aspinall crap. I hope you guys are excited watching this post. You're going to have your college degree. If you're a freshman, you're going to have your college degree before we watch this fight. The way that the UFC is moving right now. But it is a very exciting fight. I really hope it happens soon. Next, let's talk about Joe body cam off Pyfer. So Joe Pyfer, he was in rare form. Could you imagine, bro? Joe Pyfer, back surgery, hairline surgery. Also in my last video, I was talking about Gen Z. This is a Gen Z fighter who is not zesty at all. Joe Pyfer is a non-zesty Gen Z fighter. As soon as he heard that mariachi music from Kelvin Gastelum walkout, his demon time was activated. Body cam switched off. Joe Pyfer versus a Mexican. We already knew what was going to happen, bro.
That country, I will never fight there again. Shithole, not going back. Don't care if that's offensive to you.
Salty man Joe Pyfer, body cam off Joe Pyfer, ICE agent, Turkish hair transplant Joe Pyfer in front of Donald Trump. This is maximum strength Joe Pyfer. Before the round started, from Joe's point of view, you got Donald Trump and you got Kelvin Gastelum standing there. I can only imagine how motivated Joe Pyfer was to knock this man's head off. And he knocked him down. I think he stunned him at least 3 times in the first round, knocked him down at least 2 times in the first round, knocked him down again in the second round. But I don't blame Joe Pyfer. He got on the mic and he was like, "I'm sorry, guys. I didn't get a finish. I'm sorry. I made the arrest without a warrant. I'm sorry. No paperwork." We're good. Gastelum has a weak chin, but he has a strong chin at the same time. Like, he drops easy, but he doesn't go out at all. And so, man, I would be tired too trying to drop Kelvin Gastelum. He knocked him out so many times and nothing happened, man. This was a pretty good fight. Joe Pyfer is so scary looking. He looks like those big guys in God of War who hold the big stone pillars. They're like some of the first bosses you fight in God of War. That's how he's built, dude. You know, I love making these jokes about him online. I would probably not want to make these jokes in person. But I'm going to continue to make them online in the hopes that he will see them and crash out, because he's never going to see me in real life. And that's really funny. Okay, let's go to the next fight. I know he'd be so mad to hear that he's ICE agent. He's the ICE agent of the UFC. Next fight, dude, Patchy Mix, he might be a fraud. He might be a fraud. I also want to say that I know the BJJ, the ideal build for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is to have skinny legs, but this seems like a little bit of overkill, right? Like, this seems like he doesn't even stand up out of chairs on his own. It literally looks like he rides a Segway instead of walking so that his legs don't get too big. He looks like that video of the guy who skipped leg day, but you can't be a guy who skips leg day and weigh 135. Like, this is like impoverished child. And I think Mario Batista, he heard what we were saying about him because he was fighting like a bat out of hell. He came to fight, dude. He looked big, he looked strong, he was throwing hard. He stunned Patchy Mix a few times in the first round. What? Meanwhile, Patchy Mix, he looked like his feet were stuck in the sand, man. He was talking all this mess beforehand, talking about how he's the best bantamweight in the world, 3-time world champion at Bellator. Bro, you made Mario Batista, number 10 ranked, unanimously hated Mario Batista look like prime Mike Tyson today. Patchy Mix was out there fighting like me. He was fighting like Flying Squirrel MMA. These Bellator guys, it's looking really bad. Kayla Harrison, she's done pretty well. Michael Chandler's done okay. I can't imagine how Aaron Pico's going to get done. They're going to do Aaron Pico so bad, bro. He's probably going to get crucifixed and spladled, man. The way these Bellator guys are performing in the UFC, it's not looking good. Complete shutout by Mario Batista. I had it 30-27. Obviously, you know, Patchy Mix, he did some emotes in the last round and landed some heavy shots. Not one takedown, no smudging. If he gets some power and some pop, I feel like Mario Batista could be a really dangerous contender because he was landing a lot. He kept a crazy pace. I don't know why the crowd was booing. I think literally his last fight with Aldo was so bad that the crowd was doing leftover boos from his last fight. That's how bad that last fight was. Good job to Mario Batista. I think you've won back some respect from me, Flying Squirrel. Next fight, we got Kevin Holland, Vicente Luque. I thought Vicente Luque would do a little better, but Kevin Holland was on it today. He was talking up a storm, got a podcast episode done. Probably was asking him about 45, 70s, talking about bow and arrows with Joe Rogan. And then he surprisingly got a Darce choke on the Darce choke guy. Like, Luque is the Darce choke guy. He was able to finish him, I think, in first or second round with a Darce choke. Good job, Kevin Holland, man. Next fight, we had Joshua Van versus Bruno Silva. Shout out H-Town, baby. H-Town, baby. Joshua Van, baby. I came in there with the candy red. I made his face candy red, baby. That's how Joshua Van talks. 5'3" Vietnamese guys in Houston. Hey, what's happening, baby? It's Joshua Van, baby. I'm finna put these paws on this boy. Man, I've seen enough. Give him Kaya Sakura, bro. Joshua Van is the most exciting thing happening at flyweight right now. His boxing is immaculate. This is what we thought Adrian Yanez was going to be. Hopefully he can keep this momentum. He is absolutely styling on these guys. I've seen enough. Give him Kai Asakura right now. And not in the apex. Please. Oh my gosh. Kai Asakura. I wish he would mix in some knees though. There were some times I think Bruno Silva was kind of mesmerized by the boxing and focused so much on the boxing that he left himself open to some knees, even some flying knees, some knees to the body. I think that would really help Joshua Van's game. But next fight, Azmat Mirzakhanov versus Brinson Ribeiro. Only thing I really wrote down here is that Azmat, they said he has a 14-year MMA career and he has 16 fights. And I already know this man is about to be the GOAT because those are some John Jones type numbers. That's John Jones activity right there. 14 years, 16 fights. Bro, you're going somewhere. I bet Dana White loves this guy. I bet he loves this guy. Anyways, won by a knockout. That was a good fight. Let's talk about Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Sergey Spivak. Boy, this was a pretty good fight, man. This was, for heavyweight, it was good to see like a good heavyweight fight where two fat dudes just giving it their all, bro. Waldo was teeing off. He was mixing body shots, leg kicks, emotes. Spivak, he was focusing more on head strikes and he was landing some pretty scary shots. But Waldo Cortez Acosta, he seemed pretty in control the whole time. Emotes, they might have been a part of that. Dominican merengue footwork from childhood could have been a part of that. Spivak had the grappling advantage, but Waldo had the rhythm advantage. Being Dominican might have been a part of that. Being Caribbean, hey, que lo que, papi? How you know I'm Dominican, papi? Could have been a part of that, man. But yeah, Waldo Cortez Acosta won this fight. I saw Bedtime said that this was a robbery in his opinion. I don't think it was a robbery. I could see why you would think it would be. But to me, I could see that Waldo Cortez Acosta was mixing in the strikes enough. Not just the head strikes. Spivak was landing nice head strikes, but he was getting outstruck all over the place. Like body shots, leg kicks, everything. And also controlling the ring. I missed the Yu Ju Sang, how do you pronounce his name? Yu Ju Sang knockout. I was at the family reunion with a rib in my mouth, and I get all these text messages saying KO of the year. I was heartbroken, bro. I'm at a family reunion right now. Listening to, here, I'm going to play y'all an audio clip of what the music was playing. What music was playing at this family reunion when I heard the news that I just missed a KO of the year. Here's the... If you know, you know. I might as well have been at Daniel Cormier's cookout. I missed that first knockout. Watching the replay, that was freaking sick. Those are all the fights I'm going to talk about in this video. Once again, I want to say thank you so much, guys. This has been so fun with doing this YouTube channel in my free time. 10,000 subscribers. That's like half a stadium, bro. Like that's crazy to think that many people want to just sit back and I kind of talk MMA. You know, like this is why I do this stuff. I love talking MMA. I don't have enough people in my real life to talk about MMA with. Now God has given me 10,000 people who want to actually listen and talk and comment. I appreciate every comment, even the haters. I appreciate every comment, even the gooners. Y'all keep doing what you do, man. I'm gonna keep making this content. Appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you like what you just saw. All right, that's it. Flying Squirrel. Peace.